WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So I did a bit of mining, managed to find quite a bit of redstone while I was off in the mines that were down there. I think I pretty much got all of the valuables in that section of mines, so eventually we're going to need to go to a new mine to find some better stuff. Hopefully we won't need to go for any other stuff in the meantime, at least until we get our blast furnace to peak condition. So anyways, I've got quite a bit of steel already cooking up in the blast furnace. We will have a lot more once those are finished, and we have 17 here. So what we're going to want to do right now is probably make a few more of these carbon plates, and to do that all we'll just do is compress a few of these. There we go. And now that we have some more carbon plates, we'll be able to make a few more advanced thingamabobbers. Let's look at what the plates need. Let's see, we need to go to the machine casings and need to make some reinforced machine casings. And for those of you who are curious, with advanced machine casings, things get a little sucky. Anyways, we will need a bunch of advanced circuits, and we'll need quite a bit of steel. And it looks like we'll need 9 of those things in total. How much refined iron do we have currently? Let's check. We got 3/4 of a stack there. We got just enough, I think, to make the 9 that will be required. The 9 machine blocks. So here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then why the heck am I doing that? 9. There we go. That's all we are going to need for this portion at least. So let's grab it, throw it in, and then we'll need to plate it up as such. We will need 2 more advanced alloy plates. So what we'll do is change this so that where is the brass that we had? I think we had some brass cooking up over here. 16, that'll be good. We'll just throw it back into here and use some of the remainder. Now we don't have any extra tin or stuff in there, so that will require some manual additions for that. So let's just throw the extra nickel and tin into there. We'll take the mixed metal ingots, also compress these, and there we go. Then once we add them into here, we can just shift click it and get the 9 advanced machine blocks that we needed. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to need to make some circuits. And thankfully we don't need data control circuits because that is heck expensive, but we should go for advanced circuitry, and that will probably go, let's see, we need 4 electrum per, and spooky noises for the win. Let's see, 4 electrum per, we need 9 in total, 36 electrum there, and then we also need 10 electronic circuits. Okay, so I think we'll need about 16 more electrum. Let's go for an even 20 so that it's not too bad, and we are going to need to probably convert some of our diamonds. We have, I think that will be enough diamonds for later also, because we will need to change some of it at a later date. Okay, so 18 gold, we'll go with 10 silver. Throw this in here. And there we go. We'll have our electrum smelting. We got a bit extra rubber. We found enough for 1 piece of platinum. I'm not even sure which ore I got that from. Probably some far off flung thing. I have no idea. Anyways, it was probably maybe from some sort of ferrous ore, if I'm not mistaken. Though I didn't think ferrous ore gave that as one of the possibilities. Let's just quickly check that. Ferrous ore. If we look at the ferrous ore, if we check the uses rather, not how to make it. Smelting, power furnace, pulverizer, it gets shiny dust. And this stuff, when you smelt it, I thought we get, yeah, we get platinum. So it was from the ferrous ore material. I just didn't get it before from any other part. Anyways, now that we have our electrum, let's make some more circuitry. We are going to need a bit more rubber. Thankfully, I do have a bit of that cooked up already. We'll just change our cabling. So switch to cable from Vonage, and then we can add this, and that previous sentence didn't make any sense whatsoever now that I'm thinking about it, but then again, I am not one to harp on about technicalities. Okay, so we need a total of 18 circuits. Now, I think that's enough now that I think of it. Yeah, that should be enough. We'll just go with this. We'll need our glowstone and our lapis, which for some reason it's in that chest, even though it needs to be in here. So glowstone, lapis, electronic circuits, and we need a total of 18 of these. There we go. We got our 18 that are requisite. And we have some to spare, so that is even better. Now the only limiting factor is the steel. So if we check how much we need right now, or rather how much extra we need, let's check our EU first. We got enough. That looks like that's enough for now. And we got a lot of steel. So I am hazarding a guess. Okay, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. Okay, we definitely have enough. We need 54 steel in total, but we have enough here. So 36 blocks, we have 11 steel left over. So now all we'll need to do is repurpose this area so that we have the other refineries going. Okay, just quickly, I said quickly. Is there any other way to do this? Now, if I had an efficiency pick, this would go a bit more efficiently. Anyways, so now that we have this going, we're going to need to get our titanium. So that will be our continued centrifuging. And we need a lot more EU to be able to get that. Let's see, we need 256k? I think that's a number, 256k. Therefore, if we need to have... I'm not good at multiplying those by 3, so we need 3 more centrifuges, or rather electrolyzations, to get that going, and I don't think you go there. Let's see what the specific heat capacity of this is alone. Okay, 1700. We didn't actually need these many blocks, but it's still good to have us reach the 1700 threshold. So let's put these extras into here. Got 34 standard machine casings. The other standard machine casings are probably in our... No. Where are you? As if it really matters. There you are. Yes, it does matter. Maybe there will be a way to repurpose those later. So, repurpose. That's what the word I was looking for. Stupid, stupid, stupid way. Okay, let's just grab a few steaks and then see how much we're going to be able to electrolyze this by. I think we have enough for 2 electrolyzation processes. So that will be a total of 16 cells. So that's 16 tin. Do we even have any tin anywhere in sight? We're going to need a lot more tin just to survive. There we go. There we go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I guess that works. Okay. And now we'll just put these in. Hopefully we'll have enough EU for it to not bounce back. We need quite a bit actually, and this might not be enough. Okay, so it looks like our conduits, or rather ducts, are almost at the point... Yeah, thanks for burning. Have a nice day. It looks like our liquid ducts are almost at the point of fullitude, and in fact they are, so we're now at 7 buckets worth in there. Take your time. It's not like I'm doing anything important. No, not at all. There must be an easier way to do that. Okay, is there any way to repurpose the cans as well? Let's check the uses of the cans. There might be some way to craft these into something else, though I'm not holding up hope. We can, okay, smelting them into tin nuggets. Once we smelt them into tin nuggets, let's see, how many do we get per craft? We get 12 per craft. That requires 3. And then if we, okay, that's 24 nuggets, and that means we're losing 3 nuggets if we just repurpose them. So, thanks but no thanks. I think I'm going to just use these cans for future uses. Oh, by the way, just a simple liquid transposer setup to have all of the excess cans to go out and then feeding in the oil cans. So that is just an easy way to do things. Now, speaking about easy, oh, we are full. So we might as well activate one of these so that we can get the remainder of this stuff out. And now that I think of it, we might as well have both of them going at full tilt, though we do need to get our saplings refueled. So let's just make sure that this electrolyzation process goes through. Once that's done, we'll gather some more saplings, and then we'll develop an easy enough way to get the saplings in here. Now, one of the small annoyances that we tend to face quite a bit is the fact that, well, we don't exactly have the best method to transport our saplings. Our saplings is really annoying to transport, seeing as we have to continually go out and back in and out and in, and oh my gosh, this is annoying. So to be able to make this generation of biofuel a lot more eco-friendly, because frankly killing cows to give the energy to manage to walk around is quite taxing. So what I think we're going to want to do is make some item tesseracts to make the process a little more friendly on my abs and legs. If you're wondering how abs factor in to this conversation, they don't. So let's grab a bit of iron and change this back into some more fun stuff. Let's see. We can get some obsidian. I thought we could get some obsidian easy enough. I think 2 pieces of obsidian or 4 pieces of obsidian managed to get that. So instead of that, we're going to just drag some of our wood back in. So just quickly grab some of the wood that we have over here and then transmute it into quite a bit of obsidian, because we will need a lot of this glass for further use. And it looks like we can transmute this to 40 pieces of gold if we were so inclined. Thankfully, we're not so inclined, so it doesn't really matter. Now, let's see. You are out of charcoal there. We got enough charcoal there, so we don't need to worry about it. Anyways, so let's transmute this wood into quite a bit of obsidian. I think a stack should be good enough. We'll then pulverize this, turn it into some obsidian dust, combine it with some lead, and then get our nice handy dandy little glassware. Curse you, pressure plate. Glassware, yes, glassware. Glass that we can wear. Glass ceramic armor. That would be fun. And unfortunately, I don't think that's a possibility, really. It doesn't really fit in any sort of tech tier. But frankly, does it need to fit in any sort of tech tier? I ask you. Okay, so let's just wait a bit for some more obsidian and probably expedite the process by simply using both pulverizers at once. And if you look back here, we have just enough energy to finish our last titanium run. So let's just add our cells. We'll have enough for another piece of titanium later on if we so choose to accept it, which of course we will. There's no other way to do things. And then we can just leave that. Get the remaining of our obsidian. Can you give me that? Thank you very much. I suppose there's some easy enough way to do that. Anyway, so let's look at the item tesseracts that we're going to need. We need a unattuned tesseract frame to start with. So that'll require 2 pieces of diamond, which will just transmute our gold into 1, 2, because we need the remaining that we have. Anyways, unattuned tesseract will need tin as well. I don't think we have any tin, really. Tin, tin, how are you, tin? Where are you? And I don't think we actually have any tin. That is kind of sucky, really. No, we must have tin. Tin? Tin? I'll find some tin. Okay, unfortunately I had to refactor some of the cans that we had, even though I didn't want to, but the tin is necessary. So let's go and grab our tin. We're also going to, might as well just double it up already. We're going to just need to get our hardened glass as well, get a little hardy, and then we can make our unattuned tesseract frames. So here we go, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Here we have our tesseract frames. Now to make them into unattuned tesseract frames, we're going to need to fill them with molten ender. That's going to require a few ender eyes, so if we just transmute them, let's see, I think it's 8 in total, so 8 ender eyes, no, not ender eyes, ender pearls. Pearls, I tell ya. So magma crucible, we'll need to put these in as well. So here we go. Now, our stuff should be done. And yes, it is. So we got our final bit of awesomeness. Now we do need to re-find that other little pile. So there we go. And now we have our titanium that we need. Now to use this titanium, we're going to need to smelt it, and it's going to require 256 EU in total. We're going to need to, yeah, actually we have enough. Okay, so just throwing this in, and it is working. Finally, we have our blast furnace at pretty much its fully upgraded point. It still does require a bit of upgrading work, but oh well. And we do see we have a layer of fuel at the bottom of our tank, so that is a nice thing to have. So we still have a bit more tin that we're going to need to do. We have to have 6 more tin ingots for the next part. And unfortunately we only have 4. So let's just look. We need the item tesseract, which will require a bit of silver, some pneumatic servos, which will require some iron and some redstone. So a bit of redstone at the center this time, and glass at the sides, as well as iron at the not so sides. And we'll just grab that, throw this in, we'll make our 2 servos. There we go. Once we have our servos, we'll be able to make the next part. Now we do need to refactor, or rather repurpose, some more tin, unfortunately. So let's just do that by quickly throwing it in here. Then we should have enough tin for the next stage. Here we go. I'll just wait for this. Now that we have our tin, let's quickly make the remaining parts of it. We'll need our silver, as well as unattuned tesseracts, and finally the servos. And this will give us 2 item tesseracts. Now, for those of you who may or may not know, item tesseracts are pretty much like the old teleport pipes. You're able to transfer items from between 2 different way stations. So that will help us with this. So all we'll need to do is simply throw this on the top here. Now actually, if we put it on the top here, that might work. No easy place to put it. So let's put it here. And we'll want to have this as saplings. I have no clue if that's actual spelling. Is it 2 P's or 1 P and 2 L's? 1 P, 1 L. I was incorrect. Sapling, unless they're incorrect. In which case, I'm not too sure. Okay, save frequency. That's a nice effect, and we'll configure this so that it's not send and receive. We'll only be able to receive items here, and we'll take off the ability for it to, you know, get turned off with redstone. So then we have the sending tesseract, which we'll put in so that it can receive the saplings. So how we'll do this, I think would be the simplest method is to not get run over by the cart. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Put this here and have all saplings originally go to the blue area. There we go. And we'll take the 6 stacks here, and it should be so that priority goes to the tesseract when it's sending over the saplings. So the saplings will get sent to the tesseract first before it goes over here. If on the other side of this tesseract there's no room whatsoever for the saplings to go to, i.e. if the little, not router, but the, you know what I'm saying, if the, I'll just show you, if the relay, yes, that's what it is, if the relay is actually full, the items would then go to the storage chest there. Now, some instances of where the relay will be full, which won't happen much, honestly, there's going to have to be 9 stacks in the relay itself, as well as some tubes in the buffer area for that to happen, because all of it's in this tube area, so we don't need to worry about it much anyways. But anyways, as soon as this gets filled, then it'll send it to the barrel that is down there. I think that's a good enough method to have this going, and it should be easy enough to keep active. So we got our 2 titanium. Now we can make our drill. So diamond drill is going to be required for our quarry. So advanced diamond drill, I don't think we need that. And that's going to require an advanced circuit and a mining drill, which is going to require some steel. And thankfully we have enough steel. So it's going to require a battery, steel, and a regular circuit. And we'll have just enough stuff here for the other circuit as well, the advanced circuit. We'll make 2 of them. Remove that so we can grab the other one. Here we go. So circuitry this, and then with the advanced circuit we'll repurpose it with the titanium as well, and we'll need the 3 diamonds that are here. Let's get all of the diamonds rather, and then just throw them together, 3 of them into our nice little diamond drill. Little being the maybe not so quite accurate of a word. Anyways, so I think we'll just change this into wood because we'll need as many gears as we possibly can. Now that I think of it, is this enough gears? Yes, it is. That is definitely enough gears. We'll need to make them into iron gears, and that will require about a stack of iron, and then we'll have further need for other valuables. So let's see, iron, it doesn't look like we have much in the way of iron, though we can transmute all of the wood that we have downstairs into some more fun alternatives than the, well, woody stuff that's there. In fact, let's just bring this down as well. We can set up a little project table down there to transmute all of our wood. So that should be a quick enough thing. And we do need a project table here anyways. I don't think there's any reason not to have one. So right here maybe. There we go. That was quick and relatively painful. So now that we have our project table here and it seems like it's nicely inset, we can grab in a bunch of wood and set it up so it's like so, throwing the remainder in here. So after transmuting it, we have 2.5 stacks of iron. I think that's enough, but it did require quite a bit of wood to be able to transmute all of that into that. And also it took quite a bit off the minium stone. So for those of you who don't think it's balanced, I think it's balanced personally, but hey, I'm not one to try to, you know, find fault in others. Find fault in others. Yeah, I am definitely want to find fault in others. Anyways, I think I am not exactly making the best case for myself, so I think it is probably good idea to just shut up and do everything as I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so I don't think that'll be required, but we'll convert this stack of iron at least into gold, and then we'll use this gold to further plate our iron gears. We're going to need 4 of these to turn into gold gears, and then 2 of these into diamond gears. I think our diamond drill is in here. Yes, it is, and so are our diamonds. And will we need redstone? We probably will, but let's not worry about that. 2 diamond gears right here. Okay, so let's change this. So 2 iron gears, 2 diamond gears, 2 gold gears, and we're going to need our drill at the bottom, and finally 1 bit of redstone. Oh no, it's not the... Okay, quarry. Let's just check quickly. It's going to require an advanced circuit. Let's see. Okay, cycle, cycle, please. Can you cycle into one of the... Okay, advanced circuit. I think I have one of those. Wow, that worked out very well, considering. So instead of the redstone, it is an advanced circuit. So now we have our quarry. So this quarry will be good to basically mine out a huge area. Now that will probably require some Mistcraft linking books. I've at least got some book factory working currently, getting at least the sugarcane that will be required as well as the leather. The leather seems like it's running dry, so to speak. Ooh, the puns. But now that we have a quarry, this should be a lot faster. So let's put this in our fancy machines chest, or rather machines and components. And now that I think of it, it's probably a good idea to make another redstone energy cell. Redstone energy cell, that will be a quick enough thing. It'll require electrum and all of that, but let's just make this and then be on our merry way. So there are quite a few things that we're going to need to prepare ourselves for when we start using our quarry. Unfortunately, we don't have everything that we necessarily need right off the bat for a quarry pumping overtime. Now, that being said, we do have quite a good, well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best ore processing line, because frankly, it's not. It's good for a manual ore processing, just throwing the ores once you're finished processing, or rather gathering resources. But in terms of actual usefulness, it's not necessarily the best. Anyways, so we're going to want to re-add in our nice little... can you give me some room, please? Okay. We will need to charge up our thing by simply adding some conduits, and if I am correct, my wrench is in here. Yes, it is. So we'll need to grab the wrench to get all this. So we might need another tesseract to transfer the items between long distances. That's one of the things we need. And before anything else, we need a dedicated ore processing line. Not just a simple thing like this, because frankly, I don't think this will be enough for anything meaningful or useful. Maybe if we send just the ores over here, it'll be fine. But frankly, I don't think we're going to want to do anything so blasé like that. So first of all, we are going to need to make sure that our stuff gets made, and it seems like we have just enough to make our fancy little item over here. Man, there's a lot of liquid transposer recipes. Okay, now that we have our full energy cell, we'll be able to place it down and then start charging it. Let's see. Let's turn these off because we're going to need to charge it, not deplete it. This is completely depleted, and we're going to need to increase our energy network as well. So I think that is going to be something else entirely. We need a conductance coil and some redstone, obviously, so we need to get our remaining electrum because I think it requires 8 electrum in total if I'm not mistaken. So one conductance coil coming right up, and then we'll have our electrum. We'll need a lead base as well surrounding this because this won't be enough. 1, 2, there we go. 1, 2, catch a few, throw it away. Yesterday. That's horrible. Redstone energy cell. Now that we have this, we'll just place it down to have it start charging up. Now we need to, for it to charge, have this set up so that it will output as well. The reason we want it to output is because we'll want this thing to be modular in the fact it will be a charging and outputting station. And also disable it low. Maybe we can have for now this going output as minimum, so any charge that goes into here will stay in there. That being said, this won't get charged up, though I guess it's a small price to pay for our longevity. Or in fact, let's just have it output such a minimalistic number that there's nothing else for it to do. Okay, so there are a few things we're going to need to do to prepare before we have any sort of good line for our energy, for our ore processing rather. We need to probably refactor our engine so that it's a much better method of converting our energy. No, we need more engines. Pretty much we need more combustion engines to get much more energy. Because frankly, we'll be running a quarry, so we need to be able to process all of those items as quickly as possible. Also, we'll need to have some sort of item room, because this is not much of an item room. Just a bunch of chests does not a happy item room make, so we will need to repurpose it and hopefully have that a bit better. That being said, we might be able to have industrial craft energy instead, because it could prove useful. Now this aluminum dust, we might be able to find some sort of use. That's not much energy at all, so we might as well just take all of the aluminum dust that we have and just throw it into our blast furnace. And the good thing about this is the fact that it won't use any energy if these things are full, so we don't even need to monitor it too much. In fact, we can probably change these so that they're also the same generator, and just having the pipe going there, I don't know, worth a thought. So for next episode, we're going to need to do a few things. Item 1 on the agenda is to make an assembly line to basically process all of the ores that we will receive. I don't think it's going to be too difficult of a job to do, seeing as we have the main power infrastructure that will be required, though it is going to require a bit of work. So that is one thing that we're going to need to do. Number 2 is we're going to need to set up our quarry and bring one of the energy cells in. Now, maybe there's some wireless redstone that I can do. Let's see, wireless. Maybe you can set up some sort of wireless redstone network that will send it over some sort of distance. I'm not too sure what the distance is going to be. We'll figure that out next time. Send it over to say, hey, we kind of need another energy cell. And number 3, I think we'll have to either, well, one of the things we could do is probably send liquid instead of energy. There's a bunch of things that we're going to have to think out. Especially more uses for our books. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.